Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into The Unbreakable Boy, and it's a true story that really makes you think. It asks this incredible question: what if the things and the people we think are broken are actually the very things that make us whole? This is a story about a family that had to completely shatter before they could even begin to piece themselves back together. Right from the get-go, the story throws us right into the middle of the drama, and it's framed by the main character himself. We meet this incredible kid, Austin, and he tells us point blank, pay attention, because you're about to see the exact moment my family hit its breaking point. So let's properly meet the boy at the absolute center of this story. He's got this little catchphrase that pretty much sums up his entire outlook on life. True fact, things break. And as you're about to see, his life is a living testament to that simple idea. And maybe, just maybe, to the art of putting things back together again. What's so amazing is how Austin chooses to define himself here. He doesn't lead with the hard stuff, not at all. He leads with what he loves. Star Wars, his awesome hat collection, a deep appreciation for ranch dressing. It's only after all that we learn about the two major diagnoses he lives with: brittle bone disease and autism. Okay, so that first condition, osteogenesis imperfecta, or OI, it's defined so much of his physical life. I mean, the official count of his broken bones started literally the moment he was born, with broken ribs from the delivery. That was break number one. But look, to really get how this family broke apart, we have to rewind and see how they came together in the first place. And their story has, let's just say, a very unlikely beginning that all comes down to a single pair of green khaki pants. This was a romance on, hyperspeed. Scott literally tries to buy 8 pairs of pants just to get Teresa's attention. And then, after only 3 dates in 3 weeks, they go from being total strangers to expecting a baby together. Just like that. So yeah, this was not in Scott's meticulously crafted 5-year plan. All his dreams of living in Manhattan, his rock band going platinum, even the green Volvo, poof. They were suddenly replaced by the very, very real prospect of becoming a dad, a life he was nowhere near ready for. And as the years went by, that pressure just kept building. Scott felt himself becoming more and more distant, really struggling to connect with this son whose world he just couldn't seem to figure out. And this emotional struggle was happening against a backdrop of constant, terrifying physical fragility. For Scott and Teresa, their life just became a state of high alert. I mean, a simple tumble on the stairs, that was break number 13. Just playing in the backyard led to break number 44. The fear was just relentless. And then the autism diagnosis came. You'd think that might bring some clarity, some answers. But for Scott, it just made him feel like more of a failure. He'd see his son having a meltdown, he couldn't understand why, and he even admitted, "I feel like I'm failing every day, and the harder I try, the worse I do." And that internal pressure, well, it started to cause some very real, very serious external fractures. The medical bills piled up, leading to $70,000 in secret credit card debt. Then the family lost their house. Scott lost his job. And to try and cope with it all, he started drinking more, which just made every single crack in their family's foundation that much wider. Which brings us right back to where we started, that New Year's Eve party. The night Austin told us was the one where everything would finally and completely break. So there he is at the party, drunk and hiding out in a bathroom, and Scott has this brutally honest conversation with himself. He's got this inner voice he calls Joe, and through Joe, he finally says the one thing he's been running from for years, that he is completely, utterly lost. But the real reckoning, the real moment of truth, it comes when he gets home. Teresa, who had watched her own mom go through something similar, just draws a hard line in the sand. It is a heartbreaking, painful end to the cycle. The family, at this moment, is officially broken. But, sometimes things have to shatter into a million pieces before they can be put back together the right way. And from this one devastating moment, 2 separate but weirdly parallel paths to healing start to take shape. So on one side, you've got Scott. He moves back in with his parents and starts the incredibly difficult work of recovery meetings and getting sober. At the exact same time, Austin is facing his own battle, a bully at school. But instead of fighting back with anger, he does something incredible. He responds with pure empathy, finds out the bully's family is having a hard time, and gives the kid his own Christmas present. 54, that's the number. 54 days of sobriety for Scott. 54 days of the family living apart. And on that 54th day, Teresa tells Scott that she's proud of him. And just like that, a tiny, fragile window for reconciliation cracks open. Scott's journey to healing wasn't just about not drinking. It was about a complete and total shift in how he saw the world, and about finally seeing his son not as a problem he had to solve, but as the solution itself. And this right here, this quote, is the absolute core of the whole story. This is the big aha moment for Scott. He realizes he'd spent all those years thinking his son was the one who was broken and needed fixing, when really it was the other way around. Austin was here to fix him. And this huge new understanding is captured so perfectly in such a simple moment, a family dinner. Austin takes one sip of his strawberry milkshake and, with total joy and certainty, he declares it's the best milkshake ever. And in that one little moment, he teaches his dad that any moment can be the best moment if you just decide to see it that way. So in the end, the story of the Unbreakable Boy leaves us with this really powerful question to chew on. It challenges all of us to rethink what we mean when we say someone is broken or whole. And it suggests that maybe, just maybe, the greatest healing we'll ever find comes from the very people we thought we were supposed to